Okay, welcome back to our economics class. The last class we discussed about the production function. Okay, and a number of factors that basically related with producing different products, producing a production, produced. I mean, production. Okay, so they're called to be factors of production. Factors of production, and we know that there are four factors of production. Okay, land, labor, capital, and organizer. And the fifth one it is called to be the technology, right? This technology, and we know that what are the remuneration for each type of production, or sorry, each type of factor of that particular production. Okay, and today we want to discuss about the production function, and production in short run and production in long run. Production in short run and production in long run. So in the last class, we know that we discussed about an isocant. Remembering that it is almost like an indifference curve, right? It is almost like an indifference curve. Indifference curve is an isocant. Okay. So we are discussing about different factors of production. If you are making changes in one factor of production, how it will affect the entire production? How will affect the entire production? Okay. So to produce a particular quantity of the product, the producer can, or producer is able to make changes in the input, or he can make changes in the factor production. Okay, factor of the production. Okay, any factor he can change. That we discussed with the help of a table, and we learned that Q, I mean quantity produced is equal to, or it is a function of land and capital. For easy understanding, here we are using only two factors of production. One is land, that is L. The other is a capital, denoted with the K. Okay, land and capital. And different combination also we observed. So to understand an isocant, we discussed about, we took the first quantity produced, that is 10. Okay, that is a 10 here. The first quantity produced, the quantity produced is 10. For that we used 4 capital and 1 labor. 4 capital, 1 labor for 10. For a 10. Okay. Again we find another 10. The same output here by using 2 capital, 2 labor. 2 capital, 2 labor. Right? Okay. Again we find another the same output 10. Okay, by using 4 labor and 1 capital. 4 labor and 1 capital. So we came to know that we are able to make changes in the input. Right or not? So related with the changes in the input, okay, the equal to the quantity. Clear or not? So changes in the input will create or make changes in the output also. If you are making changes in the both input at the same time. Okay, if you are making changes of one particular input and not making any changes in the another input, it will not create any problem in the output. That's what all these output shows. 10 only, right? All 10 only. So we are only made changes in the what is that? Input. Okay, one is the we change made change in the labor or made change in the capital. Okay, just keep that in your mind. So we are able to make changes in the use of input. So for one particular product, we are choose different combination, or for one type of output, we are able to make a different combination of inputs. Okay, labor and capital. That's what we discussed in the last class. And today we are going to learn 2 particular words. One is short run, other is long run. Short run and long run. What is the short run? Do you know the meaning of the term short run? Short run. Pavitra, Anila, Muhammad Irfan, Shubham Pal, Basil, Tomlin, turn on your cameras. So what do you mean by short run? For example, for a short period of time. Clear, short run. For a short period of time. Long run for a long period of time. And we will discuss what is the meaning of the short run and long run in economics. I told the literary meaning for the 2 words, like short run for a short period of time and long run means a long period of time. And economics we will discuss with some other factors, or we will give some other meaning for these 2 words here. Okay. So open your textbook, everyone. You can see the words there. One is the short run and the other is the long run. Short run and the long run. So before we begin with any further analysis, important to discuss two concepts. One is short run, another is a long run. So underline that in the short run, at least one of the factor, labor or capital, okay, in the short run, in the short period of time, we will make change in at least one factor of the production, one factor of the production. If it is labor or capital, okay, cannot be varied and therefore remains fixed. So what I told, not at all. So just a change is here. Just remember, understand properly. In short run, at least one of the factor like labor or capital cannot be varied and therefore remain fixed. Remain fixed. Okay. Any one factor will not change and it will remain fixed. In order to vary the output level, the firm can vary only one other factor. The firm is always making changes in one factor, but always one factor is constant. If a land is constant, capital will change. If a capital is constant, labor will change. Is that clear or not? So in a short period of time, basically the firms will not make changes in all the factors of production or all the inputs. Okay, they will always keep one factor as same or remain same and making changes in the other input. Here, two inputs only we are using here, two factors of production only we are using to understand. One is labor and capital. Okay, so understand, if the capital is remaining same, they will make changes in the labor. If labor is remaining same, will make changes in the capital invested. Okay, so that is for the short run. The factor that remains fixed is called the fixed factor. So in such kind of production, if there is no change for one particular factor of production, that factor is termed as a fixed factor of production. Fixed factor of production. For example, a firm that is changing capital but not profit, sorry, not labor. Okay, changing capital but not labor. So capital is changing, labor is constant or not changing. So labor is a fixed factor. Labor is the fixed factor. Is that clear? So just understand, in the short run, firms can make changes in any one input. Okay, so the changed input, okay, it's always changing. Okay, the company or the firm will change that. Okay, but one factor is always remain constant, or it is not changing. It's not changing. Okay, so it is called as the fixed factor, whereas the other factor which the firm can vary is called a variable factor. The changing factor is called to be the variable factor, and the fixed factor is called the non-changing factor is called the fixed factor. So understand this answer for a question. What do you mean by what are the changes we are able to find in production in the short run? What are the changes in short run? Companies can use the inputs, but they will change, okay, or they are making change in only one input or one factor of production, any one factor of production. Okay, the changing factor of production is considering as a variable factor, and unchanged, that is termed as a fixed factor of production. Okay, the changing factor of production is called to be variable factor of production, and fixed is called to be, non-changing or unchanged factor is called to be fixed factor. Is that clear? Is that idea clear, Sharath? Okay, so we will discuss that with the help of a table number 3.4. Already we observed that 3.1. Okay, so what is that? Okay, so one is remain constant here. So labor is not changing. Okay, the firm is making changes in the capital only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So making changes in the capital, the production also will change. Output also will change. 1 labor, 1 capital. Production is 1. 2 capital, 1 labor. Production is 3. 3 capital, 1 labor. Production is 7. Okay, 4, 1, 10, 5, 1, 12, and 1, 6, 13. 1, 6, 13. So labor is the fixed factor, and the capital is here. It is the variable factor. Capital is the variable factor. Clear? Capital is changing, so it is called to be the variable factor. Labor is fixed, it is not changing by the firm for the short period of time, so it is called to be the fixed input or a fixed factor. factor. Okay, so consider the example represented through table number 3.1. Suppose in the short run, capital remain fixed as 4 units when the corresponding columns show the different levels of the output that the firm may produce using different quantities of a labor in the short run. So you can see here, again, one more time, we are moving to the table. Here, the capital is considering as 4. Okay, there is no change for the capital, but changing the labor, 4 capital, 1 labor. Production is 10 and 4 capital, 2 labor. Production is 24 and 4 labor, 4 capital, 3 labor. Production is 40, 4 capital, 4 labor. Production is 50 and 4 capital, 5 labor. Production is 56 and 4 capital, 6 labor. The production is 57. Okay, so here capital is constant. So it is a fixed. Okay, fixed factor, and the labor is changing, so it is a variable factor. Clear or not? Okay, is that idea clear or not? So just to keep that in your mind, so there are 2 methods are there in production. One is the short run. Okay, production in short run. Other is the production in the long run. Okay, so comparing with the companies or in connection with the industries or firms, we can say that in short run, the industries or the firms will not change all the factors of production, they will make changes in a single factor of production. Okay, so in easiness or for an easy understanding, we used 2 factors here. One is labor, other is capital. So in the short run, companies will make changes in the labor or capital. Okay, one will change, one will remain unchanged. Okay, capital is unchanged, which means labor will change. Okay, clear or not? So changing factor is called to be variable factor and unchanged factor is called to be fixed factor. Clear? Okay, method you will use to find out the long run production and the short run production. So you know that in a short term production, one input will change. That is the variable factor. Okay, one will not change. That is fixed factor in short run. But in the long run, what we studied, okay, all the factors will change. So all the factors are variable factors. There is no fixed factor. So how to find out long run production and short run production? Tell me first. What method we will use to find out? I already told you, one is short period of time, other is long period of time. Okay. So basically, we will not use dates, months, or years to find out a short run or long run in economics, right? What we will use? Use of input. Clear or not? Yes or no? Use of input only we will choose to find out whether the production is a short run production or a long run production. What is the idea? What is that? Short run, one is constant, other is variable, right? One is fixed, other is a variable. In the long run, all are variable, all are changing. So easily we are able to find out. Which production is the short run production and which one is the long run production. There is no relationship with time. Okay, clear or not? Just keep that in your mind. Okay, yes, so for any particular production process, long run generally refers to the longer time period than the short run. For different production process, the long run periods may be different. It is not advisable to define short run and long run in terms of, say, days, months, or years. We are unable to use that here. Okay, we define periods as long run or short run simply by looking at whether all the inputs can be varied or not. So in economics related to the production, how can we find out a production that is a long run production or a short run production? Simply by observing the inputs utilized. Clear or not? Okay, so all the inputs are changed. We can say it is a long run production. Clear? Okay, only one input changed, all other inputs are remain unchanged. So we can say that it's a short run production. Clear or not? Is that idea clear? Is this idea clear? No,
Yes, sir.
Aditya? Okay, yes. Fine. Okay. Now we have some more concept. We have some more concept here. What are those concepts? Already we studied in the previous chapter. There. What are that related with the utility? Utility. What are the different types of utility? Average utility, total utility, marginal utility. Remembering that? Remembering that? Okay. So total utility, we know that. Okay, the almost the entire satisfaction level a product can give us, that's called to be the total utility. Okay, of different units together, different units together. Okay, marginal utility. If you're adding one extra unit, what is the satisfaction level of that particular unit? That is called to be marginal utility. Average utility, we know that total utility divided by the number, how many units we used. Okay, so all these things are easy to calculate. Simple mathematic techniques are enough to find it out. So the same methods are here also related with the production, or like the total product, average product, and the marginal product. Total product, average product, and the marginal product, Clear? Clear? Okay, so we are going to discuss one by one. Okay, already we know that concept. Okay, so it is easy to understand also. Already we studied that. Suppose we vary a single input and keep all of the inputs constant. Then for different level of the input, we get different level of output. If you are making changes in the input, definitely it will result on or reflect on the output also, right or not? Yes or no? If you are making any changes in the input, what will happen there? Definitely it will reflect on the output. More the input, more the output. That's a common sense, right or not? You don't want to think anything extra. Simply we are able to understand. If you are making changes in the input, definitely it will reflect on the output. If your input is reducing, definitely output also will reduce. Okay, just to keep that in your mind. This relationship between the variable input and output, keeping all other inputs constant. So this relation is related with the variable output only. Sorry, variable input only. Clear or not? Anyway, one input is going to change. We know that. In short run, only one input only changing. Okay, so that is the relation. All other inputs are remaining constant. It is not changing. So this is often or already we know that it is referred as a total product, TP. Okay, combination of all inputs that can produce a particular amount of output, that is called to be the total product. Okay, again we are going to the point, table number 3.1. Already we discussed that. Suppose capital is fixed at 4 units. Now in table 3.1 we look at the column where capital takes the value 4. As we move down along the column, we got the output values for different values for the labor. Yes or no? Yes or no? We check this column again, 3.1 column again. So we took capital 4 units. Okay, so that is constant there. We are making changes in the labor. So related with the changes in the labor, I mean the variable input or the variable factor. Okay, that is the labor here. So labor changing, but the capital is remaining constant. It's a fixed factor. So if you are moving down, the quantity produced is changing. Yes or no? Quantity produced is changing here. That is 0 to 57. Okay, for additional labor, one single additional labor or one single unit only adding here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the total product is changing like 10, 24, 40, 50, 56 and 57. Is that idea clear? So making changes in one input, definitely it will reflect on the total output. Okay, total output. So keep that idea in your mind. Hope you got that point. Okay. Okay, so that's what the total output. Okay, so here it is. We got the output values for different values of labor. This is the total product of labor scheduled with K is equal to 4. K is equal to 4. This is also sometimes called total return. So total product is sometimes called total return or total physical product. So these are all 1 mark answers. Okay. So just keep that in your mind. Total physical product. of the variable input. This is shown again in the second column, table number 3.2. We will observe that at table number 3.2. Okay, so once we have defined total product, it will be useful to define the concept of average product, that means AP. So once we understand how the total product is produced, so easily understand what is the average product and what is the marginal product. Clear? Clear or not? Okay, we'll discuss one more point here, that is average product. Okay, the time is 12 o'clock, and okay, so